Hey y'all, welcome to another episode in our Mobile Mansion Monday series. In this series, we are completely transforming our brand new to us 1991 double wide, and we're having some fun with it. And we're doing it on a budget, and we're not gonna go crazy, right? I don't know about that last one. In the last episode, we focused heavily on these steps and the deck lights that we are recessing in them. We might have also put faux stone up and then took faux stone down. We also started the process of chunking up these beams. These were support beams that we built around just to make them more chunky, to give us that chunky farmhouse look that we were going for. He began framing out some woodworking he's going to do up here. He's going to do some creative woodworking, and we want it to be the focal point. So he started framing it out, but he didn't finish it. So in today's video, we're going to finish it.
All right, this is where we're at so far. We're going to get back on it. I've got to make 2 more pieces to go here. And then these pieces are going to be a little bit harder because they got to start going flat up the middle, so that's gonna be fun.
Well, maybe it was fate when you walked in the door. I could have sworn I've seen your face before. So glad that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night? We keep on drinking, keep on wishing for someone out there to hold. All those little moments, the bites you didn't catch, me looking over your shoulder just at the right time. Those little moments.
Say it with me. I will not cry over this porch. So we have some major updates going on with the porch. You guys remember me telling you we raised the fireplace up in the frame because we were planning on building a hearth. Well, with this stone stuff that we have that I was telling you guys about in the last video, if you missed that video, I'll link it down below. I absolutely detest that stone stuff, and with having it, it's really hard to match up a hearth. I've even went and played with real stones to see if I could get something that looks sort of like a hearth and looks sort of like it goes together, but the real stones up against the fake stone make the fake stone look uber fake. So Shay and I have been brainstorming. I'm not happy with that stone stuff. I'm not happy with the color of it. I'm not happy with the quality of it or anything. So I've got to kind of build off of what I have. I spent too much money on it. I can't take it back. I've got to make something out of it. Shayna's going, God bless his soul, to lower this, and we're going to forget about the hearth. He's literally got to go in the frame and basically take it apart and lower the fireplace so that it doesn't look weird being that far off the floor and there not being a hearth. Once we get the fireplace lowered down toward closer to the ground, then we'll have this area up here, right here where the fireplace is. We'll have a little area right there to put the stone, and we'll have to put it all around the fireplace. We're not excited about that because that stone is extremely hard to work with. I've also got a Shane. I've also got to paint it because I don't like the blue gray that it is, and it really does not look real with that bluish color. So I'm going to go in and try to neutralize it and do more of a cream beigeier brown tone to the rocks. Hopefully I don't mess the whole thing up. Otherwise all this was for nothing, and I guess we're just going to be painting it white because white fixes everything in farmhouse. This platelet thing was extremely hard to get off. It took us, I know, an hour and a half, not exaggerating, to get this thing off.
So I'm out here trying to work this tripod and it just ain't working. So I'm out here, and I think Merina explained to y'all what we're doing with the fireplace. So the fireplace is up way too high it needs to come down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this sucker off. It took us a little bit because Smarty here made this really tight and I couldn't get the plating off. I'm going to take it off and then I'm going to cut these beams down and put it at a lower, more appropriate level. To be fair though, I asked Rena how high she wanted it up, and this is how high she wanted it up. So technically you guys can take it up with her. I've had a fun time. I went on ahead and sawed these. This is actually the original bottom piece that was up here. I'm just going to reuse it, but I'll have to cut a new top piece for the top of the fireplace. And once I do that, we're back in business and we're back to square one again. Let's get this done.
He's not adding 2x4s for support here. He's already done that. He's just doing it now to fill in areas where there's going to be gaps.
Well, maybe it was fate or a part of his plan. Giving me you was like giving me another chance. Thank God that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night? We keep on drinking, keep on wishing for someone out there to love. All those little moments, the bus you didn't catch me looking over my shoulder, just at the right time. Those little moments, all that me, only God knew about.
I'm finger painting with wood filler because there's this dog named Blue Jeans who keeps stealing everything. So I was finger painting with it, and now I'm using a whole daggone spatula. This is like a big old like scraper, like ice scraper thing, something other. I had a small one. It was perfect. Blue Jeans has taken that thing and hidden it somewhere. Usually she hides stuff under the porch. I cannot find it under the porch. She has dug a hole somewhere and buried it because that's what she likes to do. So I was stuck with this big old spatula or my finger, which neither did the job, as well as that little spatula wood filler thing I had. So it took me forever, at least 3 times as long as it would have with the little wood filler spatula thing, to do it with this big old wood filler spatula and my fingers. But we got it done. I had to go heavy with it in some areas because where the bottom piece of the wood was a little bit warped, it almost wanted to dip down in the middle. So Shane had to use a screw to kind of hold it up, because a lot of times we get wood, when we get it in big packs, a ton of it is warped and we have to just work with what we got. So we did fix it to where it looks level, but it caused gaps. So I had to go in really heavy on those areas and then just moderately on the normal areas that would need wood filler. And that meant I used quite a bit of wood filler. I used 2 giant tubs on this thing. It is so chilly out here, but I'm like, oh, so I don't mind the breeze on my face. My nose is so soft up. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know if it's a germ. If it is, no, in Jesus' name, I refuse to believe it's a germ. Or it could be the sawdust. Regardless, I just got a notification that my sweatshirt I told you guys about in one of my last videos. I know my videos are everywhere right now. I don't know what's been posted and what's not been posted, what's been filmed, what's not been filmed. But I told you guys about a sweatshirt I got for the Kansas Chiefs, and it's supposed to be in the mailbox right now.
Give me 3 factoids about the Kansas City Chiefs. Go.
Their quarterback is my homie.
Okay. What's his first name?
Patrick.
Okay.
His wife's
What's his stats
name,
for this year?
I don't know, but he's actually considered to be one of the best quarterbacks. And then his wife's name is Brittany Mahomes.
She's not part of the team. I'm not asking about her.
Mahomes, not Mahomie.
She's not
Mahomie. Brittany Mahomes
She's
is his
not part
wife,
of this. We're not talking about her.
she's kind of seen as like by the NFL people, and people don't like her, but I think she's really pretty.
I want to know about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Travis Kelsey. He's really good. And then on his brother's team, there's a guy named Swift, and his number is 0. So you have Kelsey and Swift on the sidelines of his brother's team, and they're like my favorite Kelsey and Swift duo.
What's their stats for this year?
I know that they barely beat the Jets last Sunday. Like the Jets, they were taking them
How many
down
Super
for a
Bowls
while.
under their belt?
2.
2.
With Kelsey on the
Amazing
team.
what Wikipedia can do.
Hurry, go get my sweatshirt.
I'm gonna go get your sweatshirt, and then I'm gonna take a really long time coming back.
No, hurry, run as fast as you can. It feels like fall out here, y'all. Moon pie! That Mooney! What? Mahoney! Are you a part of the Chiefs too? Why you smell like something dead? What you been in? You're gonna have another bath before you go back in today. You're becoming a farm dog, Moon. You don't care about your appearance. Your hygiene is as bad as mine. No, Moon Pie. You can't go with Daddy down there. It's too close to the road. You can only stay up here. Can't go down the big, long driveway. I gotta do some more wood filler up on the top layer. And I'm not excited to do it. I don't want to do it. I hate wood filler. And I don't have the right tool because somebody named Blue Jeans stole it. They stole my putty knife. So now I got a big old putty spatula and it's not working good. I'm going to try to get that top part done though. And then I got to go in and sand it so that I can stain it. I'm also going to paint. I don't think I told you guys. I can't remember. Like I said, videos are everywhere. But I don't think that I told you guys that I'm going to be painting that rock. I'm going to paint it. Can't mess it up any more than it already is. So I'm going to try some stuff to see if I can get something that I better like, a better vision for what I'm actually envisioning. We'll see how it turns out. It's going 2 miles an hour up the driveway. So this is my first time ever ordering from TikTok Shop. That's where I got this. From a person who makes shirts. And she sells them on TikTok Shop. Oh, it feels like it's in good condition. Like it feels like it's good quality. We've got receipt. Okay, well the tag just kind of fell off and disintegrated. Okay, is it a true 4X? This is the test. If it's wish size, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna have to put it on the Barbie dolls. Oh, in my Kelsey era.
Wait.
Ah!
Wait, I thought that was gonna be legit sequin.
I did too.
The picture showed legit sequin. You got a print of sequin.
Oh my gosh. Wait till Lacey sees this. She's gonna get a kick out of this. Can you guys tell it's fake sequins? You can't you? Alright, let's see if it... It is a true 4X. It's true 4X. Oh, I love it. It's so comfy. Oh. Stop laughing. Look, can you tell from this far away?
So why does it say Lover 87?
87's his number.
No, but why is it in that order? Lover 87. Wouldn't it be 87 Lover?
No, they always put the last name above the number.
That's not his last name.
No, but Lover. Can I go where you go?
Can we always be this close forever and ever? And take me down, take me out, forever and ever. You're my. I feel like
I'm living in like this parallel dimension where you became a Swiftie overnight, and I'm trying to figure it out.
I told you I really only like them together. I don't like them apart. But this,
you know what? You don't
in
even,
my Kelsey era,
no,
I've always had my Kelsey, but
don't let her lie to you like that, because she's been singing Taylor Swift songs for days.
Do you like it?
Yes. I mean, other than the fact that...
You want to know how much we paid for it?
No. Wash it.
No. We were able to gently piece this stuff together, and we even add more. If you look above the fireplace insert on the right, there's a line, and it's just a piece of grout that has nothing in it. Shane actually sawed out pieces of stone to put there to kind of hide that, and he did so good. You guys will see that here in a little bit. We had to put a frame around the fireplace insert because of how deep the rock was. We had to cut through the rock, and that wasn't ideal because obviously normally you wouldn't cut through a rock when you're wet sawing actual stone, but we had to in order to make this work. And like I said, it's definitely not my ideal fireplace that I wanted, but since the budget was so set in stone, I never go over the budget for any of my makeovers, because if I do, it means I have to dip out of something more important. My children's savings accounts never get dipped into. Our saving account, it doesn't get dipped into. There's nothing else for me to pull from, and I won't pull from other envelopes. So when I set a budget, that's it. There's no more. And you guys will see that towards the end of this video. I had $7 left in the budget, and I had to figure out something real quick, and I just had to wing it because I'm not going over budget. So we did piece the stone together as well as we could. Shane did a great job trying to make that work because he had to play Tetris basically, and my job is to go in and try to conceal the areas where it's obvious that we piece stuff together with paint, caulk, and stuff like that, which I'll be doing later on in this video. I like doing stuff like that. It reminded me of doing the faux brick in my single wide trailer, and it kind of brought back good memories, so I didn't mind doing stuff like that. I like to get creative and try to change the stone colors and the shape and make an illusion that there is stone where there's not and stuff like that. So I didn't mind doing it. It just was a job. I'm sanding right now all the wood filler down that I put around the perimeter of this pretty little thing, decorative piece of wood artwork thing that Shane created. Once I'm done sanding the wood filler down, I go all over it and sand the entire surface, because that making it smoother makes the wood stain adhere better to it, rather than if it was a really rough surface you would have to go in and do a lot of touch-ups, which we do have to go in and do touch-ups. We did it with a Q-tip on here. I had Shane doing touch-ups while I was working on the stone. The more I sanded this down, the more it got green, so I'm anxious to see how the semi-transparent stain looks on this. I got the same color I had at my old house, but in the semi-transparent because I didn't like the solid. Before I go putting the stain on this stuff, I want to do a test on a piece of wood to see how hard I need to go on the stain, if I need to do 2 coats, 1 thin coat, what I need to do in order to get the color and the coverage and the level of sealant I want on this. Google is really weird about information. Some of it says you can sand treated wood, some says that you cannot. So I didn't want to, but I had to in certain areas because I had wood filler on it and because it had stamps on it, and I am using a semi-transparent wood stain. So I had no choice but to do it in some areas. I just wouldn't have done it if I hadn't absolutely needed to. I'm using the Valspar semi-transparent wood stain in the color October Brown, and I absolutely love it when you go with a heavy hand with it. This is a lighter tone than I like, so I went much heavier with it on my actual project, and I loved the color that it came out.
Like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you. Times I'm stranded, a castaway on unknown shore, although a stranger in this continent. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom. Always in bloom for you.
going in and actually using the October brown on some of the rocks just to give it more depth, I guess you could say. I'm going to be going over this and painting this entire thing of rock right here a totally different color, but painting over these gives it such a, I don't know, it's just, it makes it look better whenever you have darker colors underneath light colors and you let a little bit of those dark colors show. So the antique white by Valspar that they gave me is super white. It looks like white, bright white. So I'm going to use it as my grout, okay, color. But I'm also going to not worry about mixing it with some of the brown that's on there to maybe beige it up a little bit and make it more of a neutral off-white rather than a bright white, because we're not going for bright white. We're going for a more earthy white. So the breakdown of what I did here is I put some caulk in the cracks and crevices of where we had to split the pieces and put them together just to kind of conceal those areas. It didn't do a lot of concealing, but it did fill up those areas so we wouldn't have gaps for air and stuff or whatever to get inside of it. We wanted it to be completely sealed up, right? So I put the caulk on there, and then I went in with this antique white, which was entirely too bright for what I was going for. If I was going for the regular like white farmhouse thing, it would have worked just fine. But that's not what I'm going for at all with this porch. That's not the theme of it or anything. I wanted a very earthy, think desert type of color scheme. Very Sahara desert sort of. So last time we spoke, I told you guys that I was doing the white on this, and I used antique white by Valspar to not really whitewash it, but to just lighten it up. That was too white. Even the antique white, which didn't look super white at all on the internet, ended up being super white. I was freaking out because I basically have $7 left in the budget. $7 left in the budget. So I was like, what can I do for $7 that can give me that sort of effect that I need, that can give me sort of that effect that I'm going for? I decided to use the antique white as a base and did what I could afford and got some apple barrel paint. Hopefully the exterior base in the antique white paint will only blend into it and it won't affect it being exterior paint. It should. So what I did was I took some of this classic caramel right here by Apple Barrel and I put it in the white in a Hardee's gravy and biscuit tray. $7 in the budget, can't afford a paint bowl. So I did that, and I made a creamier white. I'm wanting this very earthy tones. I don't want a very white stone fireplace. So now that we've got that cream, you can see here, there's the white, the antique white, and here is my cream that I made. It's very creamy. Still looks pretty bright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and kind of sponge on the stones with my colors here to just give it a more oomph. I want to take more caramel and darken this up because I've already got my base on there in between the grout and stuff. Now I'm going to go in and add more of this, and I'm going to basically go over almost all of the stones with this little mixture, and then I'll go back in with my darker color, which is territorial beige, and then a little bit with this reddish chestnut color. Not a whole lot because it is super red, but it'll add that kind of warmth that I'm looking for. Hopefully. We won't really know until it's done, but it is looking much better than it was looking. I do like the cream way better than I like the bright white, so we're making strides. I'm well insulated, so the cooler and breezier the better. Yes, this is the color that I was trying to get. I just started off light and built on it so that because you can always go darker, but it's hard to go lighter, especially when you're trying to go darker and then you get too dark and then you have to come back and go wider and start the whole process over again. So I like to go in steps and gradually get to the color and the tint that I want. Let me finish up this left side of it, and then I'll come back and show you guys when I go to sponge on the colors. on the stones. I ended up taking that caramel color in the apple barrel and really darkening up the antique white to make a whole, like, almost beige color, and I went completely over the entire fireplace all over again to make that my base, because the antique white with a little bit of caramel in it was still too light for me. So I went over the entire fireplace, and then with a very dry and old paintbrush, because $7 budget, I went in and basically stamped and stapled, I guess you could say. Is that how you say it? When you staple makeup, staple makeup on your face. I went in there and did that to the stones to give it a very textured look and add some color and darkness in there. I'm not really worried about getting it on the wood trim pieces or anything, because I gotta do touch-ups anyway. And then as far as the top part of the fireplace goes, there's gonna be a mantle there dividing the top of the fireplace to the from the stone. So I'm not worried about getting it on anything. I can do my touch-ups later. And Shane's already doing touch-ups on the upside down chevron type style thing we got going on here. He was doing it with a Q-tip, then he went and got one of his art paint brushes and used it, and it actually worked better. So he's going through and filling in gaps. I left some holes to give it a rustic, rugged look, but I would fill a majority of the holes. So I just left what I thought looked good and then filled in the rest of it. And he's going in and just doing touch-ups in areas like over the wood filler that maybe needed another coat, that needed to darken it up a little bit because you could see some of the wood filler, or there's holes that you could see the inside of the wood, which is very light compared to the October brown. He was going in and doing those touch-ups while I was trying to make this out here work. He started on the mantle, and he had to literally drill in a ditch area for the screw to go in. So he made like a pilot hole, a really big pilot hole, and then put the screw down in there so the screw would penetrate not only that piece of wood, but go into the fireplace for stability too. He's never done that before, but it worked really, really good. We used a 2x6 on the top, and then for the front facing, we used a 2x4. I was going to do a whole box method, but I decided I liked the way that the 2x4 underneath gave us a ledge. I really liked that, so I kept the 2x4. And then I went over here and I started working on wood filling this entire beam to make it look like it's an actual beam and not 4 pieces of wood put together. This was a job and it took forever, but I finally found my little spatula and it worked wonders. I have also successfully found blue jeans a new hiding spot. Now we're just attaching the 2x4 to the front facing. We have the 2x6 and the 4 pieces attached to the wall that we attached everything else to. So in this video, we are focusing pretty much solely here on the fireplace, but we're getting a few things done outside of that as well too. I'm focusing on this because while we are in like fall-like weather right now, and we've got a few days of sunshine that are going to be popping up this week, we have a rain patch coming, and we won't be able to work on the outer part that's not covered when the rain comes. So I want to get this done in this video, whatever else I can get done, but for sure this done. That way I can start staining the porch during those rainy days, and then once the wood dries out and that rain clears up, I'm going to finish the steps, put in the deck lighting, and then be done with this thing. Let's get the rest of this mantle up here, and then I'm going to go in and wood fill it so that I can quickly sand it, hopefully tonight, and then go in and stain it.
You've already spent most of mine. Even when your words fail, you try to keep it light. You realize I'm done right. You can be honest. I don't appreciate your lies. It's about time you get it right. I'm up all night. You keep pretending that you'll keep fighting. Save the world when it falls.
I love how we didn't do a sort of shadow box sort of thing, like we did, like the box effect, like we did in the old single wide. I love how this, we did it a little bit different. It adds some character to it, and it gave it a ledge. Do you see, like there's a little ledge here, and it gives it so much character. I can't wait to see it after I stain it. All down through there, it's like this is a little table on top of this wood. I love that. I wanted to do that versus the box because we've already done the box before. And the box was beautiful, but when we do different things, we not only gain different skills, but that's when the creativity really comes out, when we start to do things different. So I wanted to try this, and I'm loving the way that it's looking. Cannot wait to get the wood filler on it and the stain though. I think it's really going to pop. Because it's even with that one up there, it's even down here, so it has that, the pattern, and then the top. This one is just like the bottom part is just like 3D, so it comes out. I'm loving it.
Well, I'm out here.
has taken so much longer than I thought it would take. I mean, the whole porch in a whole. But I am enjoying doing it with Shane and taking our time and doing these weekly updates a lot. It has just started raining, pouring down rain. It started pouring down rain, so I'm going to try to finish this up, and that's all I'll be able to finish up on this, because this stuff right here is partially out from under the covered porch. I told you guys at the beginning of this video that we were getting a couple of days of rain. I just didn't expect it this soon, because our whole plan was to finish this side up, put the piece of trim that's going right here down it, and get that sanded and stained. Can't do that now because it's starting to pour down rain. So I'm going to finish this mantle and be done with the complete front of the fireplace. All I have to do is finish the shiplap around the back and the other side, and stain it and sand it once we get a break in the weather. Next week we may still work on the porch, but I know either next week or the week after we're taking a break from the porch because of the weather. When I start something I want to finish it, but because this is outside, because we're outdoors, we do have to kind of rely on the weather to cooperate with us. So either next week or the week after we'll be taking a break off of working on the porch and moving inside to start working there, because we haven't started working there yet. And I have 64 boxes of hardwood flooring in there we got to get through, and we got a lot of demoing to do in there before we can put the hardwood down, so we got a lot to do in there. Ooh, this is that cold rain, y'all. I'm still using the October Brown by Valspar, the semi-transparent wood stain on the mantle here. It just looks a little bit different because the front piece of the mantle is a more white wood versus the treated wood of like the whole top of the fireplace. I still have a lot of touch-ups to do on this, guys. I've still got to really touch up the edges of the mantle itself. Then I gotta go in and I've got to do some touch-ups on the trim around the fireplace insert, and I've also got to do some touch-ups on the stones themselves in areas where it needs paint or it needs something else, like a different color or something. We've also got to add the trim and finish the shiplap completely around the fireplace. But this is realistically what we got done within a week, and I'm pretty proud of it. I need to do touch-ups right here, but I've got to get me another paintbrush. I need to do touch-ups there, but I need to get me another paintbrush first, like a little teeny one. And we don't have any of those right now, and I'm afraid to do it with a Q-tip because I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about painting the trim around it the cream color versus the stain. What do you guys think? Cream around the fire insert or stained? We are so much closer though. Yeah, the fuzz on the Q-tips really ruins stuff. But we got some of it shiplapped. We gotta add the trim pieces. Yes. Look how pretty. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I feel like we got quite a bit done this week. I'm pretty proud with how much we were able to get done, given how busy we were this week. We did pretty good. Shane kicked butt. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I hope y'all have a blessed morning, even not, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Know that I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Jesus loves you more. I'll see y'all later.